morning and happy Monday. I hope you all had a wonderful weekend. Today we are going to be going over the May 11th portion of the distance learning packet, where for reading, I need you to read for 15 minutes. You can either use a book of your own that you have at home, use one of the foldable books at the back of this distance learning packet, or if you have an online resource, you can use those as well. We're going to be revisiting the Surf Haven Times opinion pages. I need you to read the 3 opinion piece with your child. So I know you've already read it, so just kind of revisit and talk about the points that they are making. And then you're going to identify the points each author makes and have your child find reasons they give in support. So whenever you're giving reasons, you're backing it up with evidence from the text. For writing today, you're going to have a writing prompt where it ties into reading, where you're going to identify the points made by each author, and you're going to write about who you agree with and why. So I believe there were 3 points that were made in this writing text, and you're going to choose who you agreed with the most, and then you're going to write about that. So you're going to go ahead and revisit this text, and then remember when we are opinion writing, I've listed the sentence starters here for you. And then with each transition, when you're backing up your evidence, you're going to use one of our transition words. And then in your conclusion, you're going to restate your topic sentence. Remember in class, we always say we restate the topic sentence using different words. So that's where you're going to basically say the same thing you did in your starting sentence, but you're going to change it up just a little bit. And with that being said, this is going to be your writing prompt. After identifying the points made by each author, write about who you agree with and why. So I've kind of given you a couple of sentence starters. The transition words, these are just, this is an option you can use, but you can always go back and use any one of those transition words that works best for you. This is just an example. So I would start it with the author I agree with the most is, and then you're going to fill in here which author you agree with the most. Then you're going to go in and give a couple of reasons. I left 2 examples here. If you want to provide more evidence, obviously that is okay. You're just going to go in and choose another transition word to fill that in. So first, they're going to give the first reason that you agree with that author. Additionally, you're going to give another reason. If you're going to list another reason, you can put finally. And then here is our conclusion where we're restating our topic sentence using different words. So we started with the author I agree with the most is, and so we're going to end it with that is why I agree with, and then you're going to list the author's name. Okay, so that's your writing prompt. I've kind of given you an outline here. If you use the sentence starters and fill in your information, that's going to give you a good 4 sentences, maybe more if you add additional reasons. And that's going to give you a really good paragraph. Make sure that you are starting each sentence with a capital letter and you are ending that with punctuation. Okay, and then we're going to move on to our math, where we have a math task and then we have a little bit of procedural practice. So our math task today, it's hitting the target number. It looks like it's going to be another game. So have the students pick 5 number cards from the cards labeled 0 through 10. When they're talking about those cards, it's these cards that they gave you in the packet. And you can cut these out to use for this game. Then have the parent or another student pick a target number between 10 through 20. So you're going to actually be picking a number. So you can play this with your parents, you can play it with your siblings. And you're going to be using the cards, and then you need to pick that target number. So if you pick a target number 10 through 20, it can be any number 10 through 20. Students must add and or subtract 2 or more of the 5 number cards to arrive at the target. So for instance, you're going to pick 5 of these cards. And then you're going to add them. Remember, the goal is to get between that target number. So if your target number was 15, you're going to add these numbers to get to 15. Now, if you go over, you're going to need to subtract that number to get to 15. Again, 2 or more of the 5 cards to arrive at the target number. Play to 5 target numbers. So we want you to repeat this game 5 times. This is a really fun game to play with parents or siblings. And just remember, the focus is that target number 10 through 20. All right, and then we have a little bit of procedural math practice today where we're going to be going over 3-digit addition with regrouping. And remember, when we regroup, it's when we add a certain column that adds up to 10 or more. And remember how what we used to say in class, 10 or more, move next door. That means we're regrouping. And when we are doing 3-digit addition with regrouping, there are the 3 steps we need to follow. So here the example, we're going to find 135 plus 328. And here you can see they lined it up based on the place value using that HTO chart, but they've also used base 10 blocks as an example. So when you are moving on to the independent practice, feel free to do either one of these that works. But if you are using the base 10 blocks, I am going to want you to write it out just to kind of organize those numbers. So in step 1, you add the ones. If there are 10 or more ones, we're going to regroup 10 ones as 110. So we're swapping 10 ones for 110. So as you can see here, we have 135 plus 328. 5 plus 8 is 13. So we're going to keep the 3 ones here, but we're going to regroup the 1. So we're going to carry that 1 over here. So 10 or more, move next door. That 10 is going to move over. Okay, and there was 110. So that takes us to step 2. Step 1, start with the ones column. Step 2, we're going to add the 10s. So now we have the regrouped 1, the regrouped 10 that was here. So 1 plus 3 is 4. 4 plus 2 is 6. That is less than 10, so that is going to stay put. So we have a 6. And then the third step, we're going to add the hundreds. So now we're coming over to the hundreds column where we have a 1 and a 3. 1 plus 3 is 4. So if we read our answer, it's 463. So we went through the 3 steps. So 135 plus 328 is 463. And today it looks like we only have 2 problems that we're going to work on. It asks us to use base 10 blocks to add, which you're more than welcome to draw those and then represent that regrouping. Just remember that if you are regrouping ones, for every 10 ones, you're going to trade that in for a 10 bar. Okay, but here we have them lined up on the HTO chart where we have 436 plus 245. So starting with that ones column, we're going to add 6 plus 5. And we know that 6 plus 5 is 11, so we're going to put the ones go here, and 10 or more move next door. So that 1 in the tens column, we are going to put that with the other tens. That way it doesn't get lonely. Now we're going to add the tens column. This is step 2. 1 plus 3 is 4. 4 and 4 more is 8. That is less than 10, so that we're going to put that 8 right there in the tens column. And now step 3, we're moving over to the hundreds column where we have 4 plus 2. 4 plus 2 is 6. And remember we are adding, so we were looking for that sum, and the sum of 436 plus 245 is 681. Okay, and we have one more to practice today. Going over those same 3 steps, we're going to start with the ones column. Here we have 7 plus 8. Remember, if you have trouble adding those up, put the 8 in your head and then on your fingers count up to 7. So we have 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So we know that 7 plus 8 is 15. That is 10 or more, so we know we are going to need to regroup and move the 10 next door. The 5 is in the 1 spot, and then we are going to regroup that 10. The 1 is going to go over here. So now that we have finished step 1, we're going to move on to step 2, where we are adding up the tens column. We have 1 plus 2 is 3, and 3 plus 4, so 3 and 4 more is 7. That is 10 or less, so it's going to stay put. We're going to put the 7 in the tens column. And now we are moving on to the third and final step where we are going to add up the hundreds. We have 1 plus 6. 6 and 1 more is 7. So we know that 127 plus 648, the sum of that is 775. Then it has a little question down here that it wants us to answer. How is 3-digit addition like 2-digit addition? Well, if you look at this problem up here where we had been doing 2-digit addition, literally the only thing that is different is we are adding another place value column. So we're adding just one more column. So it is How is 3-digit addition like 2-digit addition? 3-digit addition is like 2-digit addition because we are still adding by place value. So it doesn't change just because we add the hundreds column, which makes it a 3-digit addition problem. We're still going in order. We're still going by ones. We're still going by tens. We are just adding one more column. That is all we have for today. I hope you all have a wonderful day. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate to reach out to me on ClassTag, or you can leave a message in the comment section below and I will get back to you as soon as I can. Again, happy Monday and we will talk soon. Goodbye.